Okay, so we're going to be doing a tutorial on how to format our books in InDesign, which is essentially just dragging your PDFs into this template to create a larger PDF. Um, okay, so when you first click on InDesign, the first dialog box that comes up is basically asking you what kind of document do you want to create. You think book, but you actually don't. You want to select document. So let's click document. Now it's asking you the details of that document. Number of pages is the complete number of pages that you're going to be using for your book. Don't forget to include the 2 blank pages that you're responsible for after your author's note and dedication page. For the sake of this example, I'm doing 25. I'm not going to do all 25, but that's how many pages are actually in it. And then you're going to want to look at the orientation here. You want to go portrait. See, when I'm hovering over it, it actually says portrait, and landscape. So if you have a landscape book, you're clicking here. Portrait, you're clicking here. This one is actually portrait, so I'm going to leave it as is. You don't have to worry about this other stuff here. Just select OK, and now my document will come up with 25 pages. Okay, and as you can see, the first page is kind of singled out for your cover. Now you're going to want to, I'm actually going to zoom out a little bit so we can see it. I'm going to go to your folder with all of your PDFs in it, and they should all be lovely and named properly. Just for ease, I'm going to drag my cover into my document because we're starting with that. And I've used Dr. Seuss as an example. And as you can see, it doesn't actually fill the whole thing. That might happen with some of your PDFs. I'm going to drag it here, and I'm going to drag the corner to the edge of this document. And as you can see, it doesn't fill it, right? Just going to right click, go to fitting, and go to fit content to frame. And now it fills it. Okay? So now we'll move on to the dedication, which I believe comes next, your second page. And this one just comes down like so. And either you can eyeball center it, which I'm just going to do that, or you can do what I just did with the previous one and drag the edges out, the edges of the bounding box, and then right click, and you can go to fitting again and fit content to frame. It just centers it. Here's the blank page right here. Remember not to do anything here. Next one here, author's note. I'm going to drag that PDF here. Going to, there you go, it fits perfectly. There's my next blank page, and here's what would kind of be page 1. So I'm going to drag page 1 in here. Okay. I'm going to drag the bounding box to the corner, right click, fitting, fit content to frame, page 2. And as you can see, it's kind of a rhythm that I've got going here. You're just clicking and dragging in, making sure everything fits. Drag this to the edge. I'm going to right click, fitting, fit content to frame. So this is pretty straightforward, you know. I'm just clicking and dragging and dropping. Okay, so this goes on and on and on. And I'm just going to fit this one here, and then I'm going to show you how to export. I'm going to actually put one last page at the very end. Fitting, fit content to frame. Okay, so I'm going to go to the very last page. I'm going to drop in my last page of my book, page 20. That way you can see how it leaves all of the pages blank that I left blank. And drag that to the corner. Fitting, fit content to frame. Okay. All right, so now it's all ready to be exported. Make sure you double check. You'll see it in the final product too when you create the PDF. If you have anything that is kind of off or not aligned or not fitting a page correctly. So now you're going to go to File. You're going to go down to Export. Click Export. And then here's where you're going to name your book. I'm going to call this, I don't know, Patrick Book. Okay, it says PDF here. That's right. That's the right format that you want. PDF is going to take a little bit, depending how many pages you have and how much megabytes each of your files are. So make sure I'm just going to my desktop. I'm going to click save, and then it's going to have some little details here. Mine's set on high quality print, which is fine. Compatibility is fine. And then next, you want to make sure that it's not selecting range, that you're selecting all. And then once that's all good, you're just going to click export, and you're going to see it's going to export here. So now imagine if you have like 30 pages with a whole bunch of stuff, it'd actually take a lot longer. Okay, so here it is down here, created my book. Oopsie, I shouldn't have dropped that in there. Okay, I'm just gonna click don't save because I don't need to save it right now. Let's close this off. Okay, so here's the book we created. I'm gonna double click it. Okay, so let's zoom out some. Now you can see, here's the book, dedication, blank page, author's note, blank page, page 1. Okay, so that's pretty much it. It's going to go all the way to the bottom, and there's my final page. All right, and that's how you do it. And we're going to be going over this more in depth in class if you have more questions, because everyone is formatting theirs a little bit differently. So that's that. Thanks.